Good morning. Good morning. It is Sunday morning, October the 19th. Rise and shine. Good morning to you. I'm West 2 First Warning Meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk. We get together 7 days a week, chat about what's going on in the world of weather, hopefully getting your day started off on the right note. In terms of weather, chef's kiss in Central Florida this morning. Bright sunshine, cool temperatures. This is what a postcard looks like. We'll get to our local stuff in a couple of minutes. I do, of course, want to start with the tropics. This is the latest satellite picture on Invest 98. It was tagged in Invest yesterday. This thing is racing like a rocket ship, moving to the west at 26 miles an hour. Its winds are at 35, and the WindSat went over it. We don't get wind satellite data all the time. But when we do, it gives us an idea of not just the wind speeds, but really the core. It gives us direction, and that's important. Lets us know if a depression or a storm has formed. That has not happened yet. This is still not that well organized, but we do think that that happens. So looking ahead today, there's a 10% chance of short-term development, but that development chance continues to climb in the 7-day stretch. Now expecting it to probably get going. Frankly, 7-day forecast calls for a 60% chance of development from Invest 98. This is the only game in town. This is the area that we are watching in the tropics. Now, looking at the tropical cyclone heat potential, it's working. If it works into the Western Caribbean, which the European says may happen, it's working into the most volatile condition for tropical development, meaning the water temperatures are the highest, the water's deep, et cetera, et cetera. So all the plugins are kind of coming into play there. The American model seemingly wants to recurve it a little bit earlier. And that, either way, that would be fine. There's going to be a cold front, and we've talked a lot about the cold front on Coffee Talk here for a while. So this this is not new, but basically there's going to be a cold front in the vicinity in that time frame for development. So let's do this. Let's look at the computer models and just kind of get an idea of where they're taking Invest 98. We'll start there and then we'll dial into, of course, the global models. But here's a look at the tropical plots. That westward trek absolutely dialed in. Beyond that, though, once we get into a further out time frame, that's when it gets a little more questionable, right? Let's do this. Let's look at those tropical models, but let's look at them a little bit of a different way. Now let's look at them with a timestamp to give you an idea of timing, because I know we're all going to be asking the question, when is it going to be impacting my neighborhood, right? I know that's the old joke in meteorology. So here's the models through Monday through Wednesday. All right, there's 9 a.m. Wednesday. Most models from Hispaniola over to Jamaica. Okay, so I mean, you get an idea how fast this is moving. Beyond there, some curve it to the right already, some bring it near Jamaica. That's Friday, October 24th, right? And then we get into Halloween week. So it's basically, I would say mid this week is probably when we would see this develop. That's when it's kind of in that best environmental status. And if we go even further out and just look at the intensity models, okay, take a look at where they're taking this, and you'll notice the same thing. Midweek is really when we see the intensification take off. And when I say that, I just mean most models put it into tropical storm status. Some models, eventually try to bring this to a hurricane. You're not seeing a significant amount of models doing that. So the concern of this becoming a hurricane is not huge, but it's there. So there's something. Somebody was asking about it's hitting the box. Somebody said that it's hitting the box. No. In order for the A Bear box to play in, it needs to be a major hurricane. This is not that. None of the models, and as a matter of fact, that's the lower end model graph grid. Here's the big graph grid, just so that you could see. No model, not one intensity model, is showing this becoming a major hurricane. So no, we're not expecting this to be an A Bear box type storm. I'll watch, I'll track, I'll post all the data, I'll keep you up to date. But no, We're not expecting that to be the case. Okay. So, anyway, that's where we're at. Not a tropical storm, not a hurricane, not concerned in the short term, but it is definitely that moisture in that area. Now, let's do this. Let's look at the radar data out of the Windward Islands and give it a second. It's going to go back and get it. Definitely starting to get squally here, right? Let me zoom in just a little bit. And you can see Martinique, for example, around Dominica, Guadalupe, All Saints, Nevis, Barbados, all of these islands starting to see the squally weather. Even though it's not a hurricane, even though it's not a tropical storm, it's squally. And it's going to bring a decent amount of rainfall here. It's going to bring gusty winds here. So I say here, I mean these islands, not here, Central Florida, right? So our friends down in this area definitely going to have some crummier weather through the day today. But as it moves into the Caribbean, the question is, of course, does it develop? And if so, how much does it develop? So let's do this. Let's dial up the raw model data and let's see for ourselves, right? And for those of you that follow along at home, right? That's all of you. Let's kind of get an idea, okay? So here it is in the Caribbean. This is the American GFS model. So this is Wednesday, 2 p.m. south of the Dominican Republic and Haiti, hard right turn, and basically hangs out. Oh, that would be a massive problem for the Dominican Republic and Haiti. That would be a very, very big rain event for them. And what we don't, that would be mudslide. Oh my goodness, that would be a flooding mudslide type event. And remember, the Dominican Republic and Haiti have very significant mountaintops. Pico La Selle, a mile and a half tall mountain. Pico Duarte, one of the tallest mountaintops, I believe actually it is the tallest mountaintop in the Caribbean. Pico Duarte, 2 miles just about up, 10,164 feet above sea level. What that does, that will absolutely rip apart tropical systems, especially ones that sit over top. But then you get into mudslides, you get into earth slides, you get into a very, very concerning situation for folks that live there. So clearly, nobody wants a hurricane. Nobody wants a tropical storm. I don't want it to just sit over anybody, period. So that is, if I'm honest, that is a part of this American GFS model that has a concern element growing should that play out. Now, I'm not saying that to hype. I'm just being honest. Like, basically, this model has the storm, and it's one run of one model. I get it, you purists. This is Thursday the 23rd approaching. Then through Friday, Saturday sitting, Sunday sitting, Monday sitting, Tuesday sitting. You're looking at like five, according to the G, and I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but if that happens, that's like 5, 6, 7 days of just torrential down. That would be a very bad day. All right. So anyway, that's the American GFS model. If we go back one run just for argument's sake, notice it sits over there for an extended period of time as well. That's the reason that I'm at least mentioning it a little bit more. I don't love that. All right, let's look over at the European and let's see what the European's doing. Okay. Taking longer to develop on the European model. And remember, weaker goes west because if it gets stronger, like a top, it gets picked up by, believe it or not, the Coriolis force, which is the force that helps things kind of recurve and stay out to sea. It's the spin of the Earth, which is wild when you think about it. But I digress. That's another lesson for another day. So, all right, you've got it. So both of them have this system almost stalling. Watch the difference here on the European, okay? I'll bring it full screen for you and watch through time. Timestamp top right corner, that's 18Z, or that's 2 p.m. Tuesday, October 21st. Week south of Hispaniola. Staying weak through Thursday south of Jamaica. Look at Friday south of Jamaica. Look at Saturday, still south of Jamaica. And let's go into the 0Z run. Now we're developing it. That's Monday. working up toward the Caymans, and then basically passing between Grand Cayman and Jamaica. That's Wednesday the 29th. That's Thursday the 30th. Now it's a hurricane over Cuba, recurving through the Turks Caicos, Central Bahamas, Thursday. And then that's Friday. That's Halloween Day. Also getting picked up by a front. And then recurved. And if that were to happen, frankly, that would probably help to really drag in some cool air for Halloween. This parent wouldn't mind the cooler air, but certainly would not want a hurricane going through anywhere whatsoever. That's the current run of the European. Let's go back and look at another run. And yes, you purists, I'm not just showing the deterministic model. Good gravy. But it's kind of got the same idea, right? So what we're seeing here, okay, James Fender on YouTube. Why are people starting to say it's going to Florida? Well, that's, I'm not saying that I'm on like a one person revolution here to calm people the heck down, but to a certain extent, right? Um, Models are going to change. Models are going to go back and forth and back and forth. And social media, you've got to look. You've got to look at why people do social media. Anybody with a computer can make a YouTube channel and start talking about hype data. Trust your information sources is all I can say. I will always fight hard not just to earn your trust, because it's easy to earn trust. You get one thing right, you could earn trust. Keeping trust is difficult, and I'm going to fight to do that. So I'm not going to tell you that it's coming to Florida. I'm going to tell you it's something I'm watching. The overall idea seemingly is recurvature thanks to a front. The question comes in, where is that front going to be? Where's the timing? The GFS has it getting very strong, very quick, recurving much quicker. The European has it a bit weaker and then getting picked up by the front and pulled out. So the overall dynamics of this are very, very different, right? Tom says people do it so that they can get clicks and followers. Eric doesn't do it for followers. He does it to educate. That's true. And I'll be honest with you, I have zero. The amount of followers I have does not dictate my job. It does not dictate my doing coffee talk. I was here doing this daily when we had 10 people and I did karaoke Fridays. Maybe I'm a loser and I just like talking to a computer for a living. Um, and I don't get paid, I'm on the clock right now, but a lot of times I'm not even at work. So all I ask is that you choose wisely, right? If people are saying that, and I'm not, Maggie says I'm the best. I appreciate you. I'm not here to like to raise the kind words from you, but with tropical things that can truly drive anxiety, I want to be that voice of reason. So that's why I'm doing this. I can't speak to anybody else, but I could tell you people that are saying it's coming to Florida, just think to yourself, like, are these people going for clicks? I love having people hanging out on Coffee Talk, but I would be here whether or not I had 10 people or 10,000 people, right? Because it's just trying to get weather data out and letting you make your choices, right? And trying to help you understand the weather world here. Okay? All right. GFS ensembles. We see there in the open Caribbean a bunch of these low locations, right? Where are they going? There's a bunch of ensemble support for something to get going, and then they kind of just stall out. Now, I will add that there's probably more on that left side, on that western side, versus the last couple days, but the vast majority of ensemble members are east of us. The vast majority. Some are a little closer than I'd like, per se, but that's why we look at ensembles to kind of get an idea. The vast majority of everything is east of us. Let's watch the trends. Remember, consistency breeds confidence. Consistency among models, consistency model run to model run. We don't have that yet. So this is not, there is no forecast here set in stone yet, not whatsoever. All right, so that's the GFS ensembles. All right, very good. Let's back this up and let's re-rack it. Let's look at the European ensembles. All right. Current Euro only goes out 144 hours. You know that. Gets to about right there. Let's look at all the low locations. Yeah, we've got that. Perfect. Let's go beyond. There's all the low locations. The Euro, even in its ensembling, Look at the cluster of lows over near Central America, right? There's definitely more of those low members on the left side, on the western side versus the GFS. John says general rule with social media in general, not just weather, is that the actual reality of the story and information is not as sexy as the sensationalized versions. I've liked tracking the weather since I was a kid, and real life weather data has always been cool to me. I appreciate it. You saying that, John. Yeah. I'm not going for sexy. Believe me, I'm not going for sexy, right? I'm just trying to give you the information. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, I really want to get the panic out to my friends in the this and the that. I'm just going to talk, man. I feel like there's such an algorithm, and I'm probably not doing the algorithm correctly. And that's fine with me. If you're here, it's because you want to learn about the weather. And I want to share this with my friends on the. Be sure to like and subscribe. Maybe that's just me being 40 and the whole 40, in my 40s and the whole get off my lawn thing. I digress. All right. So, European again, most of these members, 80, 85%, they're all east, right? If we look at the individual low locations, just about every one of them is east of us. Now, some of them are not. We're not out of the woods 100%, but at least at the moment, the trends are the overall idea is east of us. Now, they've trended back a little further to the left, a little further to the west. Okay, that's the way that goes, right? So I'll start posting model run by model run continuity just to kind of give us an idea. But you know, for now, it's we just have to watch the tropics, right? You're a pro TV first and foremost. You have a rep to maintain, which helps keep you trustworthy. You are not just another Met wannabe. You're the real deal. So hyping wouldn't serve you well. But you know what, Robbie? Thank you for the kind words. I feel like people in my own business, TV Mets, are hyping. I feel like that's a thing now, and it's exhausting me because I feel like I've, and many people in my own profession have had to take on this like damage control almost because of the hyping Mets. So yeah, it's something. It's something fun. So happy to see you and some of your fellow weathercasters enjoying a UCF win. Yeah. Oh yeah, there were a bunch of us Mets there yesterday, and I'm okay with it. I loved it. Um, let's see here. Who says that he's not? Oh, you're so funny, Evelyn. Love you. The only math Eric gets right is the math he uses for meteorology, and the computers do the calculations, right? Those hyping are exhausting us too, right, Debbie? Like it's something. Cats, Tats, and Gats says, "Oh, there's a lot of TV Mets out there hyping. Unfortunately, it's true. It's true." All right, so Melissa's asking, "How about St. Croix?" So the good news here is that the squalliest of the weather should stay south of St. Croix. Let me pop up the radar data to give you an idea. Oh, you guys might get a field trip out of me today. Here's the rate. Let me get it's Seamless Sunday, so I need to get my Today Show cut in. And I know we've got more weather to talk about, so y'all are getting a field trip today. Let me just put this Today Show cut in together here. But yeah, so St. Croix being further north here, I do not suspect that you're going to. I mean, they could get some squally stuff, but it's not going to be the rough stuff, right? Hyping Mets. That's so funny. The hype terrifies me. Amy says, "Well, and I really believe with the term goes with great power comes great responsibility. And I'm not saying that I've got great power. I am, however, saying I respect the platform here, right? And as such, there's a certain element of respect that should go along with that. And hyping is one of the problems with it, right? Eddie says we just don't know. That's it. Other Mets know better than using the Q word. Well, that's funny. Yeah. I'm not dressed to go anywhere special. Just take the dogs. There you go. Um, Terry, field trip. We're walking. We're walking. Do you think the local, what do you say? Do you think the local Mets hype? I know Weather Channel and Fox even AccuWeather does. So, Robbie, I would say that remember, every person is different in my profession. There are some TV Mets, yeah, that hype. Absolutely. You know, locally in Orlando, can it be former? Ash, Canadian modeling. That's where I'm seeing the hype. I don't look a ton at it. Let's look at the Canadian model. Let's see what the hypers are seeing. Hit that pressure. All right, let's look. I don't look at the Canadian model a ton. All right, so here it is. And that's as far as it goes. That's the 0Z. 12Z go out any? No, that's fine. I mean, I don't see what anybody would even be hyping about. Like, it's not, the Canadian model doesn't really even do anything either. So, I don't know. What are the people with the Canadian model doing that? Juan Carlos says, sadly, most of the reason is that we people do consume hype. It's the best way to avoid the don't put your money to the hypers. Don't consume it. Don't give them your views. Well, that's true because with those views, they get paid, right? I guess I don't make a penny. I want you to know I don't make a penny on coffee talk. So, yeah. Let's see here. It's always your skill. Thank you. All right, let's see. There's always one local I really respected. Yeah, Yukon. I think I know who you're talking about. All right, let's see here. Planner. There's cold front. Let me grab the future. I'm sorry. I'm putting the Today Show hit together. Bear with me a few seconds. It's Seamless Sunday, so I need to get this loaded up. I'll take you with me to the chroma key, so bear with me a second. Saturday forecast. Hot button. Let's do Magic Kingdom today. All right, I'm just about done. And then I'm going to take you with me over to the chroma key. I'm sorry, guys. Some of us have to work around here. Perfect. Okay. We'll use Port Canaveral. But hey, the Canadians are so polite. Their model isn't doing anything. Casper says AccuWeather is terrible when it comes to hype. They've definitely gotten they've definitely gotten from bad to worse, I feel like. And by the way, I have zero interest in ever working for AccuWeather, so I feel no worry about saying that they have become a hype machine. Myths that hype are like the odd ensemble plot. What? Little guy? Don't worry about the little guy. Well, it's true. It's true. Let's see here. Yep, the one who jumped the shark seems to be swimming with the sharks in the Caribbean. We can only worry about us, y'all. Can you please discuss the probabilistic use of ensembles? Empower the people with the tools to combat the hype. I like that. Yeah, I will in a second. Have to go do my paid job of TV. Stand by. Let's do it together. Yukon. Oh, Eric, just stay with Wesh. I have every intention to. And even if I didn't, I'm not. That's the hype thing is like a part of me. I'm not going to do that. So, yeah, you're good. Where did the yellow couch go? It's on the other side. I don't know why it moved, but there it is. I mean, right? The sun is shining victorious on a Sunday morning. It's quiet enough Port Canaveral doesn't even have much of a chop either. But temperatures are going to respond to all of this sunshine. Woke up to readings in the 50s in some of our northwestern areas now, just Palm Coast at 59. It's 66 in Sanford, 64 degrees in Orlando. And notice that through the day today, we climb 88 degrees our high temperature before showers, even a few thunder showers, enter into the mix later on. It's because there's a cold front approaching us from the northwest. That cold front first heats us up, and then will help to bring the rains later on. Today, 88 in Orlando for a high, 87 in the Villages, 89 in Winter Haven, and about 86 New Smyrna Beach. Futurecast showing lunchtime gorgeous, adding clouds in by 3 o'clock, and then we start to see some of the rains moving in around 6, 7 o'clock or so, gradually clearing 8, 9, 10 o'clock, and then we're done and we're over with. So that's kind of where we're at. If you're heading out to the attractions today, Magic Kingdom opened up just about a half an hour ago. Looks great. Just remember your sunscreen, my friends. 7-day forecast showing those rising rain chances tonight. We'll keep a few sprinkles and toasty temperatures Monday, Tuesday, then going back into fall mode by Thursday, Friday. Oh, yeah. Is that Roberto? Is that Ernesto? Oh, it's
No.
Ernesto. You're not in the
Mm-mm.
witness protection program, right?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
If he was, he's moving.
Changing my name.
He's changing his name again. Oh boy. I love that everybody's like, who's that good-looking man? Okay. He's waving. Oh my gosh. I love you guys. This is all of this. All of this is fun. Oh my gosh. Where were we? I don't understand why people, even some meteorologists, always hype storms. The only thing that causes chaos. So you have to look at an ensemble as a mini member. So going back to the tropics for a second, when I show you, it looks like the little hornets. Here, I'll dial it up. When I show you, it looks like we joke and call it the hornets, right? All right, that's the what is that? That's the Canadian. Let's go back over to Euro. All right, so when you look and see all the little hornets, all these little ensemble members, basically these are mini versions of the Euro. The Euro runs, then it reruns, and basically uses different kind of math to dial into it. So when there are other ensembles that look at like probabilities, each thing's different. This gets into the real rigmarole of meteorology. But for you and I, the important thing to understand is that when the National Hurricane Center issues a forecast, listen, these people specialize. These people, all they do is this, and they are super good at it. Are they perfect? No. You aren't either. Neither am I. But the national, and I'll tell you if I disagree with the Hurricane Center, but I can't really think of a time that I have. They're very good at what they do. So I, and by the way, they're not getting paid right now, but I digress. They're still putting out these forecasts, and the responsibility is incredible. So anyway, just understand that when you see a meteorologist or a social meteorologist online hyping, ask yourself like, am I really getting breaking news for this person, or is this person pulling it out of his tuchus? Just understand that. All right, I digress. George, what are your thoughts on this season compared to 2013? They're both hurricane seasons. I don't know. I haven't gone back to look at 2013. I'm tracking this year and looking ahead to next year. So yeah. All right. That's where we're at with the tropics. Questions, comments, concerns about it? I'll give you a couple seconds. I trust the National Hurricane Center for where things go. I think they either get a little anxious, make things named, but positions and plots are great. You know, I mean, we could have that conversation too, but we don't need to. But there's some sure, yeah. All right. Is it going to hit Belize, and if so, when? It's not dialed in yet. It's going to recurve. The question is exactly when. You know what I mean? That's going to be the question. Tim says, story about Michael J. Fox on Today. As a Parkinson's patient now, I'm going to give that my attention. First off, sorry to hear that, Tim. Second off, I that's definitely going to be on my list of things that I want to watch for sure. Agoya is asking, is this starting to reset the pattern for next year? Oh, this is resetting the pattern for next year as well. And also, I will add, that it was so great to see you on Friday. Taylor says, if Halloween gets ruined, I will riot. Make it go away. Listen, cold front's moving in. Halloween hopefully times out perfectly with cooler, drier air, but we'll have to see. Julie's asking, why the earplug? What are you hearing? So the producer can talk in my ear if I need to hear something mid sentence. And the other day, I had a producer who was trying to say like a paragraph, like, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. And I'm just like, you get one sentence. After the one sentence, my brain can't process it while I'm talking. So there's that. Anyway, all right, back here at home, we're tracking a cold front. I talked about it on the Today Show cut in. But notice today is going to be a hot one. We're up to 88 degrees in Central Florida today, 86 tomorrow, 88 on Tuesday. Then by Thursday, Friday, we'll be able to get back down. Cold front did actually pop a tornado warning up north for Escambia and Santa Rosa counties. So, I mean, it got a little squally up that way. For us, there is a little rain in the forecast, so let's dial up our Futurecast model and kind of time it out, okay? Let me load Futurecast. Give it a second. Give it a second. All right. So here's 1:30. Watch through time 3, 4, 5 o'clock. The rain's starting to arrive. Even a couple of storms out ahead of it. 6, 7, 8 o'clock. Probably bedtime tonight. We're going to have plenty of showers around. Yep. Yep. Michelle says some social meteorologists do at least tell us to go search actual meteorologists. Yeah, some do. Look, those I have no problems with. The ones that don't, that are like, Weather Force X9000 Tropics. I've issued a blah. Man, maybe y'all haven't seen. There's some crazy out there. Just crazy. Charlie says, I'm new to Coffee Talk and really enjoying it. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you hanging out with us. You the man. Oh, thank you, Keith. You tell the boss. No, maybe I'm kidding. Lisa says, going on a Bahama cruise Halloween weekend. Will it be smooth out there by then? It depends. Yeah, it depends what trajectory this takes. We need to get you an earplug, coffee talkers in your ear. Y'all wouldn't shut up, and you know you wouldn't shut up. Don't know how you have us, TV producer, in your distraction, the guy in the morning doing the gymnastics. It's just a part of the job. You get used to it after a while. Jessica's asking, do you have the coast 7-day forecast? I got you, Jessica. You have? Yeah. Yeah. Right now? Okay. Do I have to sing? Okay. They have no idea why I'm doing all the weird faces. TV. What a bunch of people we are. Okay, all right. So yeah, so there's the coastal 7-day forecast. Couple showers, a little warm next couple of days, not bad. Luis says, even though this weather isn't in my area, you're the. Oh, Luis, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I'm a registered dietitian. Those influences are out of control. I bet so. Listen, I mean, Nikki, I had bariatric surgery, and there are some of these like bariatric, like probably not dietitians, but like say that they were, and it's just like, why are we doing that? Anyway, I digress. All right. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else at all? We want to hear you sing a weather song. I used to back in the day, I used to do karaoke Fridays, and then the coffee talk got hit by the copyright people on the Facebook. So yeah. I was wondering why you were drinking and ensure. Yes. Yeah, I drink it. I drink two of those a day. I drink two of those a day. Yeah. I'm not a dietitian. I pay full price for it. And for breakfast, I have one. If you guys, by the way, listen, I pay full price for this, so I'm not gonna sit here and say this is so great for like doing the morning show like it and just do this real quick. These things are super great. Like super great. Meat lovers, Jimmy Dean, simple scramblers, like super easy. All right, that's all I got. Anything else? Y'all have anything on a Sunday morning? You want to see what's happening over here? Take a look at what's happening. Let me take you over the newsroom. We're not done yet, but we're getting there. It's looking so pretty. And then I'll sign off. Look how pretty that is. It's gonna be cool in there. It's gonna be cool. Oh, Nikki. Nikki with the I guess you don't have to put the other stuff in. It's eggs, right? Isn't it just regular eggs? I can't sit here and scramble eggs and do all that stuff all day during the morning show. I've got like a hit every 6 minutes or something. All right. Anyway, you're probably right about the processed meats. I digress. All right, listen, be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you all so much for hanging out for Coffee Talk. I will see you tomorrow morning from right here in the studio. I'll be wearing a tie because it's weekdays, but we'll be good. Sound good? In the meantime, got some showers later today. I'll be tracking that. Egg bites, meal prep. Nikki, you're right. Ugh, you're right. All right, listen, be good, y'all. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you for hanging.